Hello, everyone. My name is Juan José Luna Medrano, and today I want to talk about something that has profoundly shaped my life, the importance of embracing our individuality. I really do believe that we should perish the thought of conforming to societal expectations without question. I am talking to you as someone who once struggled with self-confidence and low self-esteem. I know firsthand how it feels to be trapped in the cycle of trying to fit in. And I just want to share my journey with you. Growing up, I often felt the pressure to conform. I regret believing that being like everyone else would make me fit in. I made the rest of my classmates, speaking like them, and even acting like them to feel confident. I kept thinking that fitting in was the only way I could be happy. However, I've come to realize that fitting in is not as important as being true to ourselves. Many of us are taught to chase approval, but the truth is, the most valuable thing we can do is to embrace our unique qualities. When I finally accepted my differences, I felt a sense of freedom that I had never experienced before. It was as if a weight had been lifted from my shoulders. Comparing ourselves to others is a trap we often fall into. We think that if we're not as successful as someone else, we're not good enough. However, it's important to remember that success looks different for everyone. Just because someone is achieving their goals doesn't mean we should follow their path blindly. Neither should we measure our worth, based on societal standards. Authenticity is a word that really resonates with me. To me, it means being true to who we are, regardless of what others expect. It's not as, it's not always easy, but it's definitely rewarding. When we follow our passions, we naturally attract the people who appreciate us for who we are, rather than who we pretend to be. I have learned that the more I embrace my uniqueness, the more I find joy in life. For instance, I used to hide my love for cooking because I thought it was not as cool as sports or dancing as other kids my age did. However, after I started cooking for my family and friends, I found that they appreciated it. In fact, some of them even told me that they were inspired and amazed by my cooking skills. This experience taught me that our differences can inspire others, and we should never, ever underestimate the power of being ourselves. What happens when we conform without question? We risk losing our sense of self, and that's why many dreams are left unpursued and talents remain undiscovered. I have witnessed friends who followed the crowd only to find themselves unhappy and unfulfilled. They had passions that were ignored, and it just broke my heart to see them suffer from it. I have also realized that when you go after what you want, you can have a more joyful journey. You can be a hard worker and achieve anything you want in your own unique way. I always, always enjoy what I do because when you do something with joy, it can also bring joy to the world, to humanity. My mother always says that when you try to be like everyone else, you lose what makes you special. This is so true. We all have strengths and weaknesses, and accepting both is crucial. I have learned to value my strengths, but I also understand that my weaknesses make me human. Just like everyone else, I have flaws, and so does everyone, and that's perfectly okay. That shows that I am a real human being. It's important to surround ourselves with people who support our true selves. So, if you have friends who encourage you to be authentic, hold on to them tightly. They are the ones who will lift you up when you doubt yourself. And if you find yourself in a situation where your authenticity is challenged, so does anyone who follows their heart and goes against the tide. Remember that you're not alone. I love being able to look to other people who inspire me, like my mom. She has helped me understand that it's okay to be different. She really taught me that my journey is my own and I should not compare it to anyone else's. We are all on our paths, and each path is unique. So, what can we do to embrace our individuality? First, we need to challenge societal norms. Ask yourself, why should I follow this path? If the answer is not satisfying, do not be afraid to forge your own way. You can start small, like trying out a new hobby or expressing your opinions more openly on what you stand for. In a world where so many people wear a mask, it's such a beautiful thing to see an authentic soul. So try embracing who you are because you just don't know who you can inspire just by being you. It is essential as well to practice self compassion. When I look back at my past struggles, I realized I was, I just didn't know who I was. I was not aware of what I was capable of. And recognizing my journey at this point and celebrating the progress I've made, no matter how small, is vital. Each step we take toward authenticity is a victory. I urge each of you to perish the thought of conforming to societal expectations without question. Remember that you're unique and your voice matters. Embrace your individuality, value your strengths and weaknesses, and do not be afraid to stand out. So let us commit to being authentic, supporting one another, and celebrating our differences. Together, we can create a world where everyone feels free to express who they truly are. Thank you so much for listening to me.